aka the traveling chafing queen.
Sexy sustainability.
Meditate, masturbate, medicate.
Hello, everyone out there. Welcome back to another episode of Kimbology. It's your girl Kimbo here, aka traveling chafing queen. And we got RickDog in the house. Say hi, babe.
Hey, what's going on? Hold
You
on.
guys, RickDog is producing and he is on the show. So we just got to clap it up for him. Clap it up. Yay.
Check.
Yeah, so welcome. We really wanted to come and do just a little live with y'all to talk about Colombia. We had a really amazing time out there. And one thing that me and RickDog like to do is we like to do a recap of our time when we were traveling, because yeah, everybody's been like hitting us up and was like, oh my god, your trip looks so amazing, like give us the tea. So that's what we're here to do.
Oh yeah, I'm excited about it. If I could get everything up and running technically, it would be wonderful.
So I mean, y'all, we are very grassroots here. There ain't no hair and makeup. I literally got lipstick all over my fingers. You know, we're just two people trying to share some of our lifestyle with you, okay? But before we begin, how are you, RickDog?
I'm doing good. I don't know if they could hear me. Can you hear me?
I can hear you
Okay,
fine.
good,
Yeah.
good. That's all that matters.
Yeah, so right now we're just kind of, getting back home and getting settled, and but Ricky, did you have a good time? Or
I had a wonderful time. I really did. I can't wait to talk about it in just a moment.
he's on his phone.
I have to check to see if
Oh yeah, RickDog is producing, and he's also going to be on the show with us. So shout out to you, RickDog. I'm high as hell. I'm just going to sit here and look cute with my Medellín t-shirt that is still damp. I will tell you, I was washing it because I really wanted to wear it for you guys, and I literally was like, oh shit, like it's not done drying, but I still wanted to wear it because it's super cute. But yeah, are we good, RickDog?
Check. Oh, they're having a tough time hearing me.
We
check.
can just...
There we go. That's a little better.
Okay.
Hey, there we go. I'm in the game.
All right, you good?
Yeah, they gotta hear me. Thank you for tuning in.
I know it's we're trying some.
We didn't do a
things
great
here.
audio check before we got started here, so I'm trying to get it going here.
It's okay. Yeah, people can hear us fine. I think I can hear you in my headphones. Okay, perfect.
Good. Thank you. Yes.
Well, yeah. So we went to Medellín, Cartagena. We went to Colombia, and there was two cities we went to, Medellín and Colombia, and it was really fun. I liked Colombia a lot better than I thought I would, to be honest. Not that I didn't think I was gonna have a good time, but I really enjoyed Colombia. It was really, really beautiful.
Oh yeah, it was an ultimate time. I had a much better time than I was hoping to have I didn't know what to expect going in, so I went in with no expectations. And when you do that, usually things work out pretty good. But I
think this works out, this dynamic with us, because I'm very, I travel a lot, so I'm really grateful that Ricky just kind of trusts me.
Oh yeah.
And then we just like have all these adventures because Ricky just really go with the flow. You know what I mean? However, he is definitely more of the like prepare. Like obviously he's the engineer. Like this is him doing all the setup and all those things. So he wants to make things like prepared when we like travel and make sure we have everything, which is great. However, I'm very much not like that, where I just kind of flow. I'm very much like the opposite. I'm like very like free spirited, and I just kind of like go with what feels good. And like, I don't necessarily have to have like a plan. I can kind of like go to places. Like maybe I've seen some things of like on TikTok was great, because TikTok really just kind of was perfect. Because if we wanted to go try a restaurant out, or if we wanted to like what to do out in Colombia or what to do in the city, Medellín or Cartagena, we would just went on TikTok and just type in whatever that, and we got some ideas. So, which was really great. But so I really wanted to go somewhere on my 35th birthday. However, we wanted some place that was going to be obviously affordable, and accessible too. So I've never been to South America. That was something that I really wanted to do. And, Ricky's never been either. Nope. So yeah, I was just like, let's maybe in South America. I was like looking at people I heard recently that went to Colombia had an amazing time. So, and then it's kind of like, Colombia has kind of like a history of, with drugs and, just kind of not being maybe like the first place that you think of when you want to travel, maybe because of like, you're just worried about like, safety and things like that. But truly, wherever you go, there's going to be like, you know what I mean? Like you can't, I don't like to travel with that lens because it's like, then it's going to limit me on like where I can go in the world. I mean, obviously like, bitch ain't trying to go to Antarctica or like, obviously the Middle East right now is just, a little, it's tension over there. So I'm going to probably like, I don't need to necessarily go that way. There's a lot of other places in the world to see. So, but yeah, and it's I was like, it's my 35th country. I'm turning 35, so that's like I was like, all right.
That's amazing. Did you have that plan? 35?
I mean, no. I've been wanting to.
That's amazing.
I've been wanting to knock off the 35th country for a while.
We just said that
but we
together right now. We just figured that out.
Yeah, you did. You high.
No, I mean.
No, but no, truly, like
you never put the numbers together. I didn't know,
what the 35th country and 35th.
Yeah,
I've been posting. People that follow me know that I've been posting it because I'm annoying about it. So he just don't be looking at my social media like that.
Anybody's social media,
he
like
really
that.
doesn't. I'm the one that helps him with his. You know what I mean? He's just not. He's really good. Like Ricky's
That's
so
amazing.
good with like the
I'm sorry.
technical.
That's amazing.
No, but you have other talents. Like you have other, qualities about you that are bad. Like you literally can set up this entire. You ask me to do that shit, I'm gonna be like, give me like 3 days, and I'll. Ricky can do this. You know what I mean? Like in a day, plan it out, figure it out. You know what I mean? So shout out to you.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
What a weird shout out. I'll take it.
No, it's not. You're a producer. You're the producer, RickDog. But
I'll take it.
No, but the 35th. No, babe. Last year we went to Thailand. I've been to Thailand, but you didn't go. So and I really wanted Ricky to go. Like I was like, no, like Ricky has to go to Thailand. Like that's super high. I was like, I don't care about knocking off another bucket list country. I want my man to see the motherland, and meet my family and just understand more about me because of like being in the motherland. Did you get a feel of like, maybe like some of the things that like in our culture, like with my mom and like when you went out to Thailand where you're like, oh, this is familiar because Kim feeds me this or
1,000%. Yeah. And I'm sure it was vice versa when you came over to Puerto Rico,
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of the same cultures.
Meeting your family.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Same
for
thing,
sure.
vice versa. Meeting your family in Thailand. Yeah. So there's no doubt. Just basically being around your family in that culture, you get a lot of you find out a lot of reasons why either you do things or why,
it's cute. I love it.
It is.
I mean, the language barrier sucks because like in Thailand, I broken Thai is what I can speak and then understand. Like my aunt speaks very fast. My own auntie, my own. Thai. My mother is my sister, and I can't even communicate with her. It's really difficult. So. But in the same with, and then same with just all the cultures and like languages. But let's get back to Colombia. So basically we chose Colombia because it was affordable. It was close, It was close. And what was the other thing? Well, I loved that. Well, your friends, like we kept getting signs, like people Ricky has a friend at work that was like, oh yeah, I go to Colombia all the time. And I have like friends that were like talking about their girls' trip to Colombia. And I was like, all right, we keep hearing Colombia. So let's go check it out. And again, I needed a country. I wanted to go to a new continent. So, but we ended up looking up, so the flight, right? So the flight itself, we didn't actually pay for because we actually ended up using points. And so if you're not familiar with this concept, and I found myself, I was like, Kim, you need to explain that more. It's not just like general knowledge about like airline points and like using your miles for that. So I like to like break that down. And I did this back in the day, my first blogging days. I wrote this whole blog out because I went to like 14 different countries, backpacked for like 3 months. And I like basically used like points for almost all of them. So it was like really like great to like not have to like shell out money for all these places. So RickDog opened the American Airlines credit card. You know, Rick Dog's credit is he got good credit, y'all. Okay.
Oh, God.
Listen, he got good credit. When we got it together. Like I honestly like what was that?
No, I said it's funny. That's all.
You do. I'm proud of you for that. I'm so proud because when I met Ricky, it wasn't good. I'm not gonna lie, but it's amazing now, and we both have great credit. So we're like, I think that's really important too because a lot of these points you can substitute. You don't have to shell out money. Like so, when you sign up for the credit card, some of these airline credit cards and just other credit cards, and they'll have sign up bonuses, things like that, right? And so a very common one for American Airlines, most of the airlines, it's like sign up for this credit card. If you spend $3,000 or more in a limit, they'll give you usually like, or you spend like $1,000 in 3 months, or like they'll have some sort of like stipulation to get to those points. But once you do it, you get like 50,000 miles, right? And essentially that could be a round trip flight, to any like a country, state, wherever you want to go. So yeah, basically when I looked up his points, I was like, wait a minute, like, RickDog, you actually have like a good amount of points here where I think we can use these points. I think, basically I was like, wait, RickDog, like you have a good amount of points. Like we can use these points for like a trip. So I looked at the points, and honestly, like when it came to looking up the points, I noticed that when we flew from Chicago to Cartagena, which is like on the continent of South America, like it's like the closest to the border, to the water, you know what I mean, in the Mediterranean Sea. And so that one was like more points to like book us to go there. But then I knew me and Ricky wanted to go check out Medellín, which is like another city in that country. So I checked to see how many points it was to go to Medellín, to fly in there, as opposed to flying into Cartagena. And we were able to we had some points like left over. I forgot how many, like you had like 100,000 or something like that. And like it was like 80 something or whatever that like, but with, to go into Cartagena, it was like over 100,000. So we didn't have enough points. So, so it worked out. And we got our flights there. Obviously ain't first class or nothing like that. It was just a regular get there and back, type of ticket, right? However, honestly, the flight was from Chicago to Miami, which is what, like 2-3 hours, two and a half.
It was delayed on the way there, but it wasn't that bad still.
We'll get into that. Yeah. Okay. We'll get into that because that's a whole I have a rant. I have a petty motherfucking peeve. So. Hey. So it was a flight from Chicago to Miami, and then a flight from Miami to Medellín, which was like another, again, 2.5-3 hours.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
So it's not bad to fly there. It's actually not that bad. It's like, think about like flying from New York City to LA. That's a really long, it's like 4 or 5 hours. Yeah. It's like 4, or even going from like to Mexico or whatever. Say you got a layover to go to Mexico. That's the same shit. And Mexico's like, you know what I mean? So like, it's very common. It's doable. It's like doable.
From going to Miami to Puerto Rico or something like that. So it's not bad.
From Miami to Puerto Rico. Oh yeah, because Puerto Rico was right there too.
Yeah, it was right there.
It was close.
Right there.
It was right there.
It was right there.
So that was great. So we're like, all right, bet. You know what I mean? We have our flights taken care of. This is a lot of, I need to like reblog or like figure out a way to, I don't even know where that motherfucking blog went because that was a different URL. That was a different
you gotta pipe it in here too.
GoDaddy link domain name ago. So I don't know where that's at.
You gotta link everything to Kimbology.
No, but it's from like back in the day when I was I don't even know if I had that same like domain name and shit.
It's gotta be somewhere, for the love of goodness. Georgie.
I hope so.
Georgie's gotta find
Georgie's sleeping.
Okay.
He's clocked out. He's like, I'm not working. Mommy, daddy, you could work. I ain't working.
I promoted Georgie to executive producer.
To what?
Executive producer.
What'd he do?
Well, he was doing a lot on my show, and now he just lays around now that he's producer.
Being cute.
He doesn't do anything now. Now he's producer. He's a producer.
Now he's pissed because of Tony the cat outside.
Oh,
so
boy.
he is fed up with mommy and daddy.
Let's not get sidetracked.
I know, right? I know. Babe, are we going live from like TikTok?
We're on TikTok.
Are we on like YouTube? Are we on like?
I don't think I included YouTube for some reason. I might have forgotten that one this time.
Got you.
But we're on TikTok and Twitch.
Okay, we're on TikTok and Twitch.
Yeah, right now, simultaneous. You can see. Look.
Okay, cool.
I tuned in. I gave you a rose on Twitter, TikTok.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in. It looks good. It looks good. Surprise.
Shout out to RickDog.
Thank you.
I'll have to. Can I
Multi-stream.
repost this on YouTube? Will I be able to?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I made a mistake.
No,
there. I
it's
screwed up.
fine.
Okay.
Usually we kind of like do like a multi-stream where we can kind of like so you guys can watch us on YouTube
couldn't-
is just my best platform.
I'm
I don't
so
have
sorry.
don't nobody follow me on Twitch.
You could definitely repost it. We'll do it right afterwards. I
No
promise.
worries. Yeah, no worries. I was just curious. Because I was trying to follow and I was like, so. But anyways, when we figured out our miles and when we got there, there was some shit because when we got to the airport, we got there like early. We were like, perfect, let's go through, like boom. We thought we had everything like done. And then this airline, mind you, I'm high because I like to get high and be on the plane and just leave me alone, you know? So then the fucking guy ruined my high because he was like, oh, because we couldn't check in on the kiosk. I was like, why can't we fucking check why can't we check in? Why can't we get our bags? Like, you can always check in.
Yeah.
And then I checked and it was like, oh, you can't. You have to go to a person, an agent.
You have to see
and so I
human.
was like, oh, hell no. What the fuck does this mean? Like, what does this mean? You know what I'm saying? Why do we have to go to an agent? And then so the dude, like, very candidly is like, oh, yeah, did you fill out your so-and-so form or whatever, your migration form, whatever? And I said, excuse me, what? He's like, oh, well, you did. He was like so dramatic. He was like, oh, because you usually do that 72 hours before and everything. And I was like, my heart dropped. I was like, we have to wait 3 days to go to Colombia? Like, my heart dropped because I was like, bro, 72 hours for what? I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, well, maybe if you do it, when's your flight? And I was like, we have a couple hours. Like, we got there early. And he was like, oh, well, maybe if you fill it out now, right?
Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, like,
but I figured it out too.
Mind you, like, this has happened to me before. Because again,
I figured there was a way.
I sometimes like to just go with the flow and I don't do all the preparation. So if you're going or like looking into shit, and it's funny because my one friend who was giving me advice about Colombia, he was like, oh bitch, I forgot to tell you, you got to fill this form out because this form started, it's an immigration form that they started in 2020 because of the pandemic. And they have not stopped doing it since then. Right. So it's something that this was before I was traveling heavily. Like I was just like, this was just after the pandemic, the world shut down. So it's new-ish. So you have a website you go to. I can link it in the show notes, especially this is gonna be on our podcast. So if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, shout out to you. I will link it in the show notes, okay? YouTube as well, all the things. And it'll be a link and it's like it's migration and it says check mig and it's in Spanish. You can translate it to English and then it tells you all the prompt to go through. However, my high ass was high at the airport freaking out thinking we couldn't get to Colombia. So we were trying to fucking sign in and it was like not working and like, so amazing.
Oh yeah. It was
stressful.
It could have been stressful. We got there early. Thankfully.
Thank God we did. Cause
that's why you get there early for those type of reasons.
I guess.
The AD kicked in early that morning. We were up early, ready. That's why you get there early.
No, you're right. You're right, babe. You're right. That's why we got there early. So we got there early. We were able to
we did it.
Fill it out, and we got on the plane.
We got on the plane. No,
no.
Delayed.
Oh, you're right.
It was delayed.
We didn't get on the plane. It wasn't that simple.
Oh no. We
had a delayed flight.
Mm-hmm.
So it went out later, and then when we landed, we had a connection flight.
Yes.
Y'all. This is where the petty peeve starts, okay?
Oh, boy.
It is ghetto now traveling. It is absolutely ghetto. I mean, you're talking to someone that went to 35 countries now. This was back in the day when I was on a flight, boom, 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 all the fucking time. It wasn't this messy. It wasn't this unorganized. I mean, now if you go to the airport, you'd be lucky if your flight is on time. You would be lucky. It was not like this, y'all. It really wasn't. So it's ghetto now. So basically, our first flight was delayed, which made us freak out. And everybody was telling us, oh, you finna miss your next flight. Oh, you finna miss you're gonna miss it. Because it was like we had a very small window. What was it, like 20 minutes to get to?
Oh, it was quick. We didn't have a lot of time.
We had
30
like
minutes.
no time.
Yeah, I think we had to change the flight. Remember?
Well, eventually, because we were like, because you were really on it. Ricky was like in the middle of the flight.
Yeah.
The pilot was like updating us. All the agents were updating us.
Like to just go with the flow. I don't like to be caught with my pants down. I'm not one of those.
Pants down.
So I'm always out in front. Well, she's just willy nilly.
I mean,
I think we should change our flight, but either way, it would have worked out. So I guess it works out.
This is why we work, because literally we're the opposite in that way. I'm very much like, let's just try it out. Let's just go with the flow. Let's just see what the universe does for us. Because I've really gone on really cool adventures that way,
Yeah.
But I got my man here to keep me in order, y'all. So that's why you're here.
You gotta have a little bit of order. It doesn't. Listen to me. I'm not the person that following all the rules and doing it. But I'm not that person.
RickDog's older friends are like, oh, we know RickDog.
Oh yeah, like don't think
we know.
But I think when you're traveling and I think you should kind of have things in order.
Well, I appreciate you for that.
Because I want to get back on time. There's everything starts at the beginning, so it's got to be.
Well, the thing is, okay, so then basically we got to Miami, but on the way there, Ricky ended up choosing a different flight for us to go in. Because what the deal was, we were staying at a jungle treehouse in Medellín.
Yes, we were.
Because that is who we are.
Yes.
We want to stay in jungles and have hot tubs.
Yes, we do.
We don't need to go to the club because honestly, truly, that is something that me and RickDog are tired. Damn, bitch, my feet hurt. Okay, I will not go to a club. I will go hiking over a club. Okay, and yeah, I'm 35. I'm not trying to go to the club all the time. You know what I mean? Like,
I understand.
So I'm like, let's just go to the jungle. Let's go be in the jungle. Let's be with nature. And so this particular Airbnb was 50 minutes away from, I thought it was like an hour, but it ended up being like 50 minutes away from the airport. Oh, actually it was probably an hour from the airport, 50 minutes from Medellín, like the city part.
Gotcha.
So we land, so what was I saying? Oh yeah. So we land in Medellín.
We eventually got to Medellín.
We eventually got to Medellín.
That was our final destination. Medellín. We got
Medellín.
We got there late.
It's spelled like Medellín, but it's pronounced Medellín.
Yes.
So it's kind of hard to like say Medellín. You gotta have that little Medellín. But like soon if you're looking at my shirt, it's like literally like Medellín.
Yeah.
But Medellín. So yeah.
We landed there later than we expected.
Yeah.
We got picked up by a taxi driver that was sent by the Airbnb.
Right. I had to set that transport up to come pick us up.
And now I know why they wanted to come get us, because when we were driving, I was not expecting the drive to our Airbnb. I knew we were kind of in the middle.
Were you nervous?
Not nervous, but it was surprised to be going up a mountain and then the water falling down the road.
Oh, yeah.
That we're driving at, which was kind of cool. We didn't get any video of that, but the water's, I'm like, okay, this is
it was like our introduction. It was also pitch black. It was like dark.
It was very dark.
Listen.
It was cool.
It was creepy.
Yeah.
It was creepy. We landed in Medellín late too, baby. It was like midnight.
It was late. Yeah.
It was like midnight. We didn't get to our hotel or Airbnb till like 1 a.m.
And we not only did we not get there till 1 a.m., but when we landed at the top of the mountain, the sandbags that were holding the road up had fallen out to the middle of the road. So we had to get out and walk like the last. We had to walk with suitcases.
Be real. Tell these people what happened, okay? Because we had to hike to our Airbnb, okay? The driver gets out the car, okay? Because he's driving up this, and mind you, it's a mountain, so like it's off road. He's got this like tiny little stick shift like Jetta or whatever. It's tiny, but it's like durable. It's going up this hill.
Yeah,
we get to the point where we knew we weren't there because the dude was like, oh wait, but there was a part of the road that like fell in because it's very rainy there too. So they're constantly doing like construction and things like that. So then he's like, we have to get out. I'm like, wait, what? So we're in the middle of the dark. We don't see shit. And then this this driver comes out, he gets out, he takes my suitcase, fucking swings it on his back like nothing, and starts to go up climb up these like stairs. And then RickDog's just like, all right, well, babe, like, didn't you have to like...
Yeah, I did. I had to climb.
He took his suitcase and just put it on his back, and he was like, well, and mind you, Ricky's a grip, so...
Yeah, it was no problem, but like, you think about the situation, and like, all right, we're just trying to get somewhere and go to sleep, but this is kind of crazy.
It was a while. It was when I tell you, and it was dark, like pitch black. So we're like going downstairs, going up like stairs, and it's also, let's talk about the elevation, right? So we were up the mountain. So I don't know if you've been to like, you know, Colorado or Denver or whatever, and just like gone up, like staying in a higher elevation, like the air is thinner, so you're like breathing heavy. You're like winded very quickly.
Oh, yeah. It's the thin
you
air.
feel like
It's
you're
no
out of
bullshit.
shape as fuck. And we, you know, me and him are like, wait a minute, like we're pretty in shape here, and we're over here like winded.
I was hurting carrying 2 suitcases up to fucking, or 1.5 really, and trucking up a mountain and over some sand. It was
wild.
kind of funny. It was kind of wild.
But when we got there to our room,
Yes.
babe, wasn't it all worth it?
Oh yeah, there was
That
no
shit
point
was-
where it wasn't worth it. Yeah, it was worth it when you got
We
there.
got there and he was like, okay, you're good. And then I paid him, and then he just like left us in the jungle by a cabin in the middle of the jungle, like in Colombia. And like there was like, it was beautiful. There was this cute setup. There was just like rose petals and a heart. There was a sign that said happy 35th birthday.
Oh,
there
it
was
was-
rose petals up the stairs. They had like when you went upstairs, you're like, babe, come up here. And there was like happy birthday, like spelled in rose petals on the bed.
They did good.
Super fucking cute, y'all.
They did good. You got to
Super
admit.
cute.
Yep.
They had the wine on the side. It was just picturesque, and it was giving. It was a perfect way to like enter our way into like our trip, you know. And it just really, I was feeling a little bit grim this birthday, so it really made my birthday. It really did.
Well,
It really
what
did.
That's what it was all about. That's why I agreed. Yeah, I had never been to Colombia. I was willing to go on an adventure. That's why when we kind of brought up Colombia, and then my buddy at work started talking about it, I was like, okay, let's go. And it's for reasons like that. You were excited about it. Something was giving me a good vibe about it. And I don't know what it was. And I didn't want to do too much thinking about it because I was busy at work and stuff like that. But you did a good job, and I put my trust in you.
You
so.
found the Airbnbs, babe.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying just
You
like
better
the
take
whole
credit
trip
for
around.
that because you did.
Oh yeah, well I mean,
Yeah, Ricky is really good at finding Airbnbs though. Like that's like his jam. That's like his thing.
well I do a lot of research. 'Cause
Yes.
I don't want to stay. You could be in some shitty place, especially in that type of situations.
I know. I've
gotta
stayed
make
at
sure.
some really shitty places.
Yep.
So we get there. First night was amazing. We woke up and like there was just like fog all in like the fucking like mountains and
Yep.
just I was like, are we really up in the mountains right now? And the view was sickening. It was just
Yeah, we were
lit up
looking-
at night.
We were looking
Beautiful.
down on the clouds. It was pretty cool.
We were above the clouds for
very,
sure.
Very
Yeah.
unexpected. I didn't expect to have that type of view. It was beautiful. Medellín, Colombia is beautiful. It's like it's a tropical rainforest because it's like a mountain, which is like a bowl, and then there's a valley in the
yeah,
middle.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we were up
The
at
lightning
top.
storms that we were like watching
every night. Yeah, it's reminded me.
It would
a little-
rain like all the time, you
Yeah.
know, but we would see like off in the distance like a lightning storm and another lightning storm. It was
It reminded me
gorgeous.
a lot of Puerto Rico, up in the mountains, and where was it? Arjunque, where it rains all the time,
Yeah.
and it's very similar. It was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
Unexpectedly beautiful there in Medellin. So it made up for any travel difficulties, which they weren't that bad, really.
Really, Ricky, you're a great travel
Hey.
partner because like, you know, like if I brought other people to like do that and you know, you just went with the flow. You know what I mean? You went with the flow. You're like, all right, I'm finna grab my suitcase. Okay, you know, and just
Like, what other fucking choice do you have? Like, I'm just honestly, when you get off of work, you just like, you want to just go relax. So that's what I was hoping for. That's what I went there. That's why I found the Airbnb in the middle of the jungle.
yeah.
There was no TV, barely any internet.
You were kind of pressed about that.
For like, what, 5 seconds?
You were like, wait a minute, there's no TV. I'm like, I don't think so,
like,
babe.
I asked the
We've stayed at Airbnbs. We've stayed at Airbnbs before with no TVs.
I asked a question and I moved on with my life. I'm just like, there's no TV? but that's okay.
Yeah.
I didn't ever bring it up the entire time we were there.
I mean,
so.
we had like our iPads, like we had Wi-Fi, like we literally had all the
Yeah.
amenities. It was great.
But it's the reason I choose those type of places so I could be out in the middle of nowhere and just go,
Yeah.
get out of the city and escape everything. So there's a reason why I planned it that way somehow. So I trusted it, trusted you, trusted us. Trusted
Amen.
it.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, so that was really beautiful. What one thing though I will say is that it was kind of difficult, and like because we were 50 minutes away from Medellin, like we didn't really get to experience like say like I don't know like the walking culture of like, well, not don't say that because we walked around in Medellin, but like
Yeah, we did.
I don't know, like it was different. It was different than Cartagena for sure.
Oh yeah,
it was
it's
different because we definitely
different.
did go. I forgot we went to like there were a few little areas like there was like like La Provenza that was
Yeah.
like kind of like that area like was kind of like at night there's where all the clubs are at and there's restaurants and
It felt
bars.
like there's a lot of places to party. I felt like a lot of people to go to the
Yes.
party. We
Yes.
kind of figured that out. A lot of probably groups of men go there or bachelor
Yes.
parties.
We did notice that, y'all.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
party town. And then when you go deeper into the jungle, there's little, there's places you could shop and stuff like that. But for the most part, there's places you could eat and stuff like that. But for the most part, everything's geared up for tourism to come and drink and party. So
Yeah, because I remember like Saturday night, like it was loud,
Oh, yeah.
like
Yeah.
into like Sunday in the morning, and we were in the jungle, y'all. I mean, we were like,
Oh, it was
"Yo,
loud.
did you?" We were like, "Did you hear all that noise last night?" Because we didn't go out. We were like sleeping, so, or trying to sleep. You know what I mean? We were in the hot tub.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's the thing that we had. Like we had this amazing hot tub in the cabin.
Mm-hmm.
So every time we would go do an excursion. So some of the excursions were really fun. So let's talk about that. We did a waterfall hike.
yes.
This was all set up with we set this particular excursion up with our Airbnb. So they had like a local Colombian man that lived down the street, like down the road or whatever, and just so happened to like know where this like waterfall is, and we went fishing with him.
Spent the whole day with this guy. It was
We
cool.
did. He was very nice.
He was a
super
nice
nice man.
He was. He was really nice. He was
really
knowledgeable.
nice.
He was a dance instructor.
Yes, he
did
was.
like 9 million things, but he really knew. He knew what he was. What he was doing, what he was showing us. So we enjoyed.
Yeah.
it. The whole day. It was beautiful.
He was really sweet. He was really nice. We set that up. Yeah, like I was like, oh my god, like so we like can hike and go to like a waterfall. The hike wasn't bad. The hike was not bad.
No, not
He
bad
was-
at all.
Yeah, and it was like it was a it wasn't not bad. It wasn't bad. And mind you, if you are a person that has difficulties with hiking or stepping up or like climbing and going through the areas, tight spaces and stuff like that, might not be for you. But we had no problem with it.
No,
and then
it was pretty. It was pretty
it
medium
was,
hike.
it was like a
up.
30 minutes.
Yeah, he did it at a pretty
45.
slow pace, and we walked through. The walk was nice. We walked through people.
Yeah, waterfalls.
We watched people.
Horses or
carrying
no
donkeys, carrying
mules.
lumber. Yeah, mules working.
They were working like they
Yeah,
were
it
like
was crazy.
yeah, we were like so we were walk up and like there was like these Colombian men that were like cutting down like trees.
Yeah, they were getting lumber
Lumber.
the old-fashioned way. Which was
Old fashioned way with the mule with he literally tied it to the mule on both sides and
It
the
was
mule
crazy.
carried it up the mountain.
Yeah.
And we just walked past, hey, how you
Yeah.
doing? So cute.
It was good.
There was a man that had like a whole like a bunch of horses that were all like walking together.
Oh yeah,
And he was just like walking through the like creek through the water, like
Yeah,
it was
it was
beautiful.
cool.
It was
Yeah.
so beautiful. We got to the waterfall. The waterfall was beautiful. It was such a perfect little like if you were like, and then that's the thing, like I noticed when we were walking back, there was like a local Colombian couple that was like, or not maybe I don't know if they were local or not. They just were doing
Oh,
the
yeah.
trail by themselves. So it's like kind of cute. It seemed like if you're a local, like that's like your place you want to go to cool off, like a cute little waterfall area. The hike wasn't too bad.
yeah.
When we first got in, there was like this like fence that you had to like duck and go under. It was almost like it was like no trespassing vibes, but then he just like took us in there.
Yeah.
So I was just like, okay, we just went with it. Yeah, it was beautiful. The waterfall was gorgeous. It was chilly. It was freezing. I was like, I went in there and I almost died. Because there was a part of the waterfall where we walked down or we were going into the waterfall. And then there was a part that just like went super low, and I was like,
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so I was just like, oh shit. But beautiful, beautiful. And then we left there, and then he took us to this area where we went fishing, and you can catch your own fish, you can catch your own wild salmon. And we caught it right away. We have like footage on our Instagram pages if you want to see that. Actually, I still need to post the fishing one. I think.
No, you didn't.
I don't know. I can't remember. I might have posted it. I don't know. I'll post it if I didn't post it already. But it was so you go, you catch your fish, and then you literally take your fish to the back part where they're cooked, like where they literally prepare the fish for you. So you give it to the kid. There was a kid just fucking gutting fish back there like nothing, and he took both our fish, got it all ready, and then we went out and we sat there and we waited with this beautiful view. With ducks and just nature and like a water and just sit there and like we were just chatting it up with our tour guide. He only spoke Spanish, so my Spanish is what would you say about my Spanish, babe?
Oh, your Spanish was great.
You think it was great?
Yeah.
You're giving me a lot, but I love you.
It was better than mine. I didn't communicate with a single person.
He didn't.
The whole time we were there. The only person that I talked to was you.
Was it really?
Yeah.
You didn't talk to anybody else?
No, I thought about that. Like my communication was not much, and I didn't care. That was the best part about the trip. I didn't have to talk to anybody. Everybody, they tried.
Yes, I don't got to talk to no one.
They tried. I was just like, so it's not like being in Puerto Rico and you could talk a little bit. Like most people spoke English. Like nobody, and they'd be mad when they got mad because I didn't speak Spanish, and then it was like they got standoffish. I'm like, here we fucking go. Like I feel like I'm back in Chicago, But you communicated great, and so to the point where if you went to the bathroom, that tour guide just sat there. He didn't say a single fucking word to me. Like I got to laugh. I was like, this is great. Sit here and eat. I don't got to say anything.
There's no pressure because I can't understand him.
Didn't care. He looked at me. I looked at him. Was like, we're not even going to try. Like, it's funny.
I wondered because I went to the bathroom and I was like, is he trying to talk to him?
I think he said one thing and it was like, okay, no, this is not going to, we're good.
Yeah, he figured that.
But it was only a couple, it was not awkward. That experience was fine. Every experience I had there was fine. But you did great. You really did. Like, you communicate about as well as you can in that situation. There's like one or two times where, oh boy, here we go. But no, you did great. You do great in those situations, and I'm very thankful because if not, we wouldn't be able to have as good a time.
No, we wouldn't have the adventure. We wouldn't really do anything. Thank you, baby. I appreciate you saying that.
You could. It would just be a little more difficult. You'd have to, and I don't like that. That's part of the traveling. See, it makes it enjoyable for me because you don't sit there and lack communication there for like 10 minutes watching two people that speak two different languages try to talk. It's like, oh God.
You're like, oh God.
The anxiety I get from watching that.
Oh, I bet.
Like, oh God. Just like, you guys figure it out. Like, what are you guys talking? I know what you guys is talking about. Like, just come on.
Ricky said they're just like, oh God, they're trying to talk to each other.
Like, communicate. No, it's just funny. But it's part of the trip. But you make it because even in Thailand you were able to communicate. I didn't talk to anybody in Thailand.
Yeah, that's actually true. Thailand was probably more of a culture.
Yeah, it was very similar. What's the difference?
Really?
I can't communicate.
Okay. But it's culture wise. I mean, like it was Spanish and Colombia is Spanish, and then like over there's Thai, and then there's temples, and there's
it's the same
new
shit.
Foods, but. I'm happy that you're just kind of like, it's a new place. It's like, whatever.
Yeah, no, I just respect where I'm at. And,
yeah.
And that's the key, I think, to the whole thing. You respect the people. And that's all. And after that, I think everything kind of works. As long as they realize you're not an asshole, and then most of the time they're not.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Okay. And so like, I'm going to piggyback off that because I appreciate you saying all that, babe. That's really sweet. But I want to also explain too, like, this was also probably like the first time I got to experience how it was to be in RickDog's shoes and like truly feel like that feeling that he says, because, he's a Puerto Rican man, was born here in Chicago, raised by two Puerto Ricans born
That's all you gotta
parents.
Say. That's all you have to say. It's two Puerto Ricans.
Two Puerto Ricans.
Just leave it at that.
But both his parents speak Spanish, but it wasn't necessarily like, oh, we're gonna practice this. Like you were raised here in Chicago. Your grandparents so spoke Spanish.
No,
to
but
you.
my parents didn't want me to speak Spanish. That was on purpose.
That's kind of how it was with my mom too. Like she didn't want to teach us Thai.
No,
she didn't. She was like, "You're here, like speak English."
When they were younger, they got teased for speaking Spanish, so they felt that we would be better off if we only spoke English. But it wasn't until we got older that they realized that you're better off knowing multiple languages for work. But they didn't know that when we were kids.
It was different. It was a different time because my mom did the same thing.
Yeah,
my mom literally did the same thing.
That's the exact reason. Is because they got my mom
got teased.
The reason they told me we didn't want you to speak Spanish because we want you to be Americanized. We didn't want you to get teased. Yeah. Then not knowing down the road we were gonna get fucking teased.
Teased the opposite. Oh my god, right?
Way, yeah. But that's just a funny thing. I always tell my ma that, and she kind of laughs. Like, it's not.
She's like, fuck them people. She's like,
when I was younger, it used to bother me.
I bet it did. Because it was,
yeah.
Well, I mean, I got to feel it, right? We were one particular moment. Here's the petty peeve coming up again, right?
Oh boy.
We were at the mall. All right, we were at the motherfucking mall.
Oh yeah.
All right, because we were with a tour guy. We asked one guy to like drop us off in a busy area, whatever. He's gonna come pick us up later, right? Because we had a driver take us into the Medellín area and then take us back to our. Because again, we're in the jungle, guys. I ain't no Ubering.
Take me to the
really,
jungle.
I didn't really feel comfortable getting an Uber and just Uber because Uber did work in Colombia. I preferred to have somebody from the our Airbnb set up our transfer for us because they know exactly where we were at in the jungle, right? So. We went to the mall and there was this black Colombian woman. She was a black Colombian woman. This bitch was pressed that I did not speak Spanish.
She did
pressed. She was pressed. She looked at me up and down like, bitch, are you fucking serious? You don't speak Spanish? Like, I was like, ma'am, what did I do to you? And so, and again, she's black Colombian, right? Dark skin, like, we have like what 4C hair, that's giving you're a black woman. For me and my experiences and like just like what I'm used to here in America with black Americans and women, like we have this like unspoken like, I see you, girl, like I got you, bitch, you look good, like, you know what I mean? Like we have this like, yes, bitch, you better work. Like I didn't get that. I didn't get that over there. I did not get that in Colombia from like none of the women, you know what I mean? But this bitch in particular was pressed that I didn't speak Spanish, but she thought I was Colombian. And I think that she kind of felt this like, because I was speaking English to her and she was like, she like cut me off and was like, you're not, she would speak Spanish. She's like, you're not, I can't understand you. You're not speaking Spanish. Like, what the fuck, And so in that moment, that really jarred me because, typically I've been pretty good with communicating, whether I have to like, I can kind of get away my Spanglish way out of it, or I'll go in my Google Translate and type it in and then be like, okay, this is how you say it.
Google Translate. That's crazy.
When you travel, I don't want to let anything limit me on having a good time. So I train myself to like, let me go on Google Translate and figure it out, right? So she gave me all the attitude, and like I literally, when I realized that this bitch was giving me nothing, there was two women there, and there was another Colombian woman, and I was like, I literally directed I was like, you, please help us. We were trying to find the exit.
Do you know
we were in
exit?
We were in the Pan's Labyrinth of this mall. We were lost in this mall.
We weren't lost. We were just pressed for time. There's a difference.
Pressed for time. You're right.
And I knew, once again, I'm like, we should start looking for an exit.
He's like, Kim, I think it's time.
I'm like, it's going to take us about, I knew it was going to take at least 20. I know when I'm lost, I'm like, we've been circling this place for, I don't know where the exit, and there was only one exit.
It wasn't one, but we needed to go to a particular one to pick up for the guy to pick us up.
And I knew, I was like, it's going to take
the driver.
So we were fine. We weren't there.
But we eventually found the way out. But yeah, that was that one time, and like, so this is literally like me feeling, that feeling that Ricky gets from these like people expecting Ricky to speak Spanish and like being disappointed, giving him attitude, like. Like throwing all this shade at him, and like I was like, I felt it in that moment. Because, and mind you, I'm not a Latin. I'm not even in the Latin community. Like, I'm black and Thai. I'm black and Asian. So, but because of the way I look, I'm very ambiguous. I look like
You do.
I look like everyone. So like when I go to like places like Colombia and Fiji, people are like speaking to me in their languages. So they're just like, you look just like us. What do you mean? Like, I'm just like, I'm not, like.
I think at initially people are shocked that we're almost Americanized. Sometimes, depending on how we're dressed. Sometimes we're a little too overdressed, and you could tell right away. But sometimes when the conversation starts, they almost expect it like, these guys don't know what the fuck we're talking about. Like,
people really did expect us to just be like, I think they just thought we were like Colombians just traveling in that area.
Yeah, they think we're Colombian just traveling. And then
with my hair like this too, babe, because everybody had their hair braided.
Yeah.
Everybody had their hair braided. So I was like.
Yeah, it's amazing. Your hair does change the way people attitudes about it. I was like, oh, okay. Like, maybe, I don't know. Maybe it was just Colombia.
I feel like if I had my fro, maybe I wouldn't have got the same attitude. It would have been different.
I think it would have been different. I'm going to do the same thing with my hair next time.
Get some braids, babe. It'll be fine.
See what happens.
So yeah, it was disappointing. I was like, but it wasn't like
bad.
It made me feel away. I was like, damn, what the fuck? But
I don't think they are the way they are. I felt like it wasn't to the point where it was disrespectful or rude or anything. It was just
rude to me.
Yeah,
homegirl was rude. I was like, bitch, fuck you.
I guess.
Know what the fuck?
I'm not going to take her side, obviously, because she was rude.
She was a bitch. She didn't like me because I didn't speak Spanish. I was like, sorry, girl.
I think it was just we came up a little panicked.
Yeah.
And
we found our guy. Yeah. He was great. We found him. We got her way back to the, So that was great. Now.
Yeah, it was an interesting experience. There's no doubt about that.
Let's share how I lost my damn mind and told this man I wanted to go paragliding.
This is funny. Yeah.
I lost my damn mind and was like, yeah, babe. So one of the other excursions and pretty popular things to do in the Medellín area was paragliding.
Just because other people doing it doesn't mean you have to do it. I want you to know. That's the message of the day.
I mean, agreed. However, I like to do like, we did rappelling down a waterfall. We did a lot of zip lining through jungles.
Amazing.
We do a lot of this adventure type of stuff. We like hiking, so I thought paragliding would just be like, it's just plus I did one of those paragliding things, but on the boat before, and that shit was fun.
Yeah, but there's water there.
And you're connected to the boat.
You're connected to the boat.
I forgot what it's called. Is it paragliding too? The same?
Parasailing.
Parasailing?
Yeah.
Okay, I did parasailing before and that was cute. So I was like, I did it before. I can do this. No, because this shit, you go up in the motherfucker. You are in the air. You are a plane. You are a bird. You are up the fuck there.
You were higher than the birds and the planes.
You were like Seal, right, baby? Fly like an eagle.
Honestly, we were.
I want to fly like an eagle. Why is Seal the international? Like, why is where you go in the world, there you're playing Seal? That song. We've gone to right? Thailand, Seal. Yeah. We go to Belize, Seal. Fly like an eagle. Like, this nigga is, I hope he's getting paid. Like, because they love him everywhere in the world. Shout out to Seal.
I think he is. I think he's okay. I think Seal is okay.
I think Seal's okay. He also, I was going to get into pop culture. Ricky doesn't care. He's like, I don't give a shit.
Let's talk about the Eagles. Look at.
You loved it.
Look at. We were driving up the mountain. On the way up, we saw people doing the parasailing. And that's when I looked, I was like, oh my God. I literally, the first thought, I was like, these people are fucking crazy. And I was like, and then the second thought, I was like, oh my God.
I'm going to do that.
We're about to fucking do that right there. I was like, I was about to panic, but I could see that you were panicking. I could see a little panic in Kim. I looked over at her and she was like,
well, you know what?
Oh my God.
I saw it and I didn't want to register that. If I registered right away when we were driving that I was going to be doing that, I think I would have panicked right then and there. I started panicking when I was in the motherfucking air, honey. No, I was tripping.
Newsflash, I could see it in you before. I could see it because you're like, oh. Okay. Well, maybe it's not that bad. It's just the tone in your voice. I was like, well, I'm just going to keep it together and act like I'm. And I was good. I took off. And then once we got up, But the thing, I was looking at the people while we were driving up, and I'm like, look, they're higher than the birds, and they're higher than they're so high up there. I'm like, I'm not gonna go that high. There's no way I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna, cruise around for a little bit.
No, this guy was like, you want to do tricks? And then Ricky was like,
let's work our way up to this because
yeah, no. Well, first of all, we go up there and we have to go through the process and set they have to get you in the harness and everything like that, right?
Yeah.
Make sure but there was no safety lesson. My dude spoke Spanish. You had a guy that spoke English, but my dude spoke Spanish, English, so I couldn't risk. I could only say a handful of things to him. It's not like I could bust my phone out and be like Google Translate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then also there were 3 different increments you can go, and you can go 15, 20, or 30 minutes in the air, right? I don't know what the fuck my brain was like. Oh, bitch, you can handle 20 minutes because we were because I was in my head. I was like, okay, if the shortest amount of time I can do is 15 minutes. What's 5 more minutes if it's dope, if it's amazing? I would want to be out there for 5 more minutes. So that's kind of what my brain was telling me, right?
Yeah.
So we did the 20 minutes, both of us, right? Ricky goes right away. He goes first. Literally, when I tell you they didn't hesitate with you at all, before that though, we were signing up. We were signing up. Because there was a sign up sheet about your name, your age, your weight, Babe, we were signing up. All the motherfuckers that were doing this were in their 20s.
Yeah.
21, 23, 26.
Yeah.
And then I write 35, and then I write Ricky 42. I was like, are we crazy as fuck? Because we're the oldest people out here doing this crazy ass shit.
Yeah.
Are we having a midlife crisis right now?
Well, I knew I was good, but I looked over. I was like, maybe we are.
I literally was not expecting that. I thought there would be people our age doing it too.
I think we were just the only older people there at the moment.
I felt old. But anyways.
I'm always double. I'm always old wherever I'm at. It doesn't matter. Who cares?
No, I know for sure. We were out there. We did it. Okay, so Ricky goes off right away. Successful. Boom. Everything's great. Smooth.
Takeoff, yeah. The guy was very informative. He explained it to me. It registered. We took off. It was great. And then I'll be honest with you. I thought I was going to be really. I was scared because I never did it. I never flew in the air before. I never jumped out of a plane. Anything like this before. So I didn't know what to expect at all. I just I did it. I wanted to be calm because I knew that's the best way to do these things. And then I wanted to be cool because you looked a little nervous. I guess you were okay, but I could tell, you weren't sure if you wanted to do this anymore.
That's not true.
I'm telling you, I could tell. But I could be wrong. Maybe it was just me being nervous.
I got nervous in the air when I was up there, but go on.
Okay.
I felt that shit in the air.
It's okay, but I was nervous. I'm not, and I was just trying to keep it together either way. I just knew that was the right way to play it.
Yeah.
So when we took off, first we were just kind of cruising around. All of a sudden, he started going higher and higher, and he told me to look down, and we were way above
everybody
birds.
else.
I was looking down on birds. I was looking down on everything. I was like, oh my goodness, this is amazing, and I really enjoyed it. I was like, just keep going.
He was like, do you want to do tricks?
Yeah, on the way down, he did tricks. We were spinning down.
I would have
it was awesome.
Perished.
That was a little scary, that part. But even that, it was good.
Yeah.
I had a good time. Yeah.
Honestly, you went off. I was like, okay, cool. Didn't think twice. Ricky says I was nervous. I mean, I was nervous, but I wasn't I wasn't gonna not do it. I was gonna do it. I made that commitment. I was like, I'm doing this.
There was never any doubt that you were gonna do it. But
however, when they first got me launched in that bitch or whatever, and then I didn't talk about this on the social media either. Our first time trying to go paraglide or whatever, it didn't work for me. We literally land it was I scraped my thigh up and shit too because we literally never took it off. The wind never picked us up, so we just went into the ground. And I got this fucking Colombian guy on my backpack, in a backpack behind me, and I'm just like, the fuck, And so I literally was calm. I didn't freak out. I stood there. I waited because, mind you, if I look over, there's a motherfucking huge cliff to
Yeah, it was huge.
I literally, babe, it was at the edge of the cliff when I stopped, and I'm just like, keep calm. I don't know how the fuck I stepped.
That was impressive. That was the most impressive part.
But I just did it still after that.
Yeah,
I can't believe like that would have scared that would have scared anybody. Be like, you know what? It's not meant to be. Fuck this. I'm done.
Me.
But
I'd have walked away. I was like, I'm good. We tried. Fuck it. Let's wait for Kimbo to get back.
So we go back. The dude like, mind you, also so the group that the group I chose, right? We were actually walking around in like the town square one time, like in Medellín, and like we went to this like kind of touristy area, and people were just passing out these little like pamphlets, doing the paraglide, da da da. And I held on to it, and I was like, oh, will you pick us up from the airport? They're like, yeah, we got you. Da, da, da. I was like, all right, bet. So I kept that because I kept asking our Airbnb like, hey, we really want to do this. They didn't really have like the know-how, but this company, I like went on their Instagram, I went on their TikTok, like they had like receipts, you know what I mean? And they said like, it was like, we have over 19 years of experience doing this, blah, 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 blah. It was like legit, and other people did it and it was successful. I was like, you know what? I feel really good about this company. Like I feel really safe. I feel like they know what they're doing. So that's kind of why I trusted them. You know what I mean? The guy, when we didn't take off, he was like, is everything okay? Everything okay? It's okay. It's okay. And then they explained to me how you have to wait till there to be more wind. So like, basically like, you know, we just didn't have enough wind.
Yeah.
And it's funny because when we didn't go through and we were like on the floor and I was like standing there, the two workers are just like yelling at each other like, what the fuck? I told you, like basically it's like, I told you now we weren't ready. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, you're making me look bad because you know what I mean? That type of shit. Yeah. So anyways, we get back into it. I go back up the fucking hill. You know, basically you're supposed to like run. Yeah. Right? He's like, okay, running. And so like you just run and then basically like run off and then the wind will take you. When this guy was like, okay, running, my feet was already off the ground. So I couldn't even like run because my feet was already off the ground. He's like, I can't run. Then all of a sudden the air just took my paragliding sail, whatever the fuck it's called.
Your parachute.
Thank you. Parachute.
I got you.
Parachute. And I was in the motherfucking air. And when I tell you, I liked it for like 1 minute. And then I just wanted to come down.
Oh, no.
I was like, this is cute. Okay, I'm ready to go down now. It's like 20 minutes, y'all.
That's funny.
20 minutes. And so like I stuck it out. I did not like it, y'all. I did not like it. I didn't like the feeling. I didn't like how high up I was. I saw a bird just casually flying next to me. I'm like, this ain't cool, y'all. I don't like this shit.
That is cool. What do you never just looked up at a bird and were like, man, I wonder what that feels like.
Now I know, and I'm good.
I really enjoyed it. I could have kept
y'all
going.
could be up there I'm good. Like that. I don't like that feeling, that flippy feeling in your stomach.
I get
and
it.
like the wind will just like take you. And then so you're like, oh, like it's just like a sick to your stomach feeling.
It's like being on a roller coaster.
It is, and I don't like that feeling. I don't like roller coasters. I don't fucking like that shit.
I love it.
So the tricks and shit that he was doing with you, when I tell you I would have perished and just died, like it would have been awful.
It was
because I was already tripping, I was freaking out up there, and I kept telling my guy to bring us down. I was like, okay, I'm ready. I was like, how do I say this? He was like, what? Huh? You're ready? He didn't really like understand that I was trying to tell him that we can land now. I'm good. I kept trying to tell him, and it did not work. He was like, okay. And then he just kept flying. I was like, fuck. I'm like, how do I tell this man that I'm good? I need to come down. I need to be on the ground. Like, this is a lot. Like, my anxiety... And I didn't, you know, whatever. We had a little bit of like ganja or whatever. So like I like to be a little high. You know what I mean? Like when I do stuff. But this time I feel like if I wasn't high, and I'm very grateful I wasn't, because if I was high, I feel like I would have panicked more.
Well, you eventually were high.
So.
Because we flew high.
Oh my god, it was a lot. So anyways, enough on that, because
it was awesome.
Honestly,
it was a once in a lifetime experience. If I had an opportunity with the right scenery, I would do it again. And that's crazy. I never would have thought that going up there. Like, hey, this is fun. I'll do this shit. Only if I had the same guy. He was real.
You liked him?
Yeah, because he felt very he was good. You could tell, under control.
Yeah.
So it made me feel comfortable.
Well, I mean, I felt safe with my guy.
Yeah,
like he was like,
you're
I
good.
got you.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
19 years of experience, my dude. Like,
it's a,
you know,
yeah,
he's
it
like,
wasn't
I got
for
you,
I
girl.
get
Like
it.
you're fine. So like, it's not that I didn't trust him. I didn't like the feeling of doing it.
Uh-huh.
I didn't like it.
Yeah. You just
I
didn't
liked
like
it for a minute, and I was like, all right, I'm good. Good night. Let me come down. So that was done. We did that. Mind you.
That was amazing. That was one of the best parts.
Yeah? Did you
Yeah.
have a good time doing
Yeah.
that? I'm
Without
happy
doubt.
he enjoyed. Listen, I'm happy he loved it. I really am.
Thank you.
Like he had some really good photos. You could just tell all over his face.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing. This company like will give you a GoPro and
Yeah.
will like let you hold it, and you get all this footage. You get a video. You get photos. So if you are interested, I'll link it, or if it's also in my Instagram page, I like posted it. I tagged them in it and all that stuff.
yeah.
But I can link it too. It was like Volando el Sienda or something like that. Yeah, I'll link it in the show notes if you want. If you're interested in going to Medellín, Colombia, and you want to paraglide, this company is fantastic. I highly recommend them to do it.
It's good.
It was about per person to pay. It was about $50-$60
Really?
for
That's
20.
it?
No, I'm lying. No, but that included. No, you're forgetting that we had a transfer.
Oh.
So this
So you had
company
to pay
also
him and then pay.
we had to pay for
That makes sense.
for them to pick us up and take us
I
back.
got you. That makes sense. It was probably a little more than that.
It was more for us, yeah. So like that's another thing that the company did was they offered pickup and drop off, which was phenomenal because we, you know, I'm like, can someone come get us? Because we're in the middle of the jungle. So, and even the guy when he came to get us, he was like, y'all are far. I was
Yeah.
like, thanks for coming to get us.
Thank
So
you,
we
buddy.
had to pay we had to pay an amount of money to like transport.
But that wasn't that
when
much.
it came to the actual price of doing it, it ended up being like around like $60 a
Yep.
person or something. Well, not too bad.
Not
Not
bad.
too bad at all. But it depended. Like if you wanted like 30 minutes, it was more. You know what I mean? That type of shit. So 75, I guess, if you wanted 30 minutes, something like that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, it was great. Highly recommend it if you're into that type of shit. And then so Medellín. One thing that oh god. So I'm obsessed with plants. You guys, if you guys are not familiar, like I love plants. Like this is something that I have adopted from my mom. My mom's she's got a green thumb. She loves plants too. I kind of like pushed that side of me away for a long time, but we're slowly turning into our parents, y'all. I know it's not something
me.
you want. I'm not gonna. No comments. But so this place, like Colombia, is so lush and beautiful. There's plants everywhere. There's just like literally like monsteras, like $1,000 plants. Like if you go to the store and try to buy these plants, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $6,000. I saw a plant that they were trying to sell $11,000, $13,000. These plants are just everywhere on the streets, all through the city. It's beautiful. So if you're an aesthetic queen like me, you were getting your entire life. It was so pretty. I couldn't get over it. Me, I was gagging the whole time. I was like, babe, do you understand that these fucking plants are like thousands of dollars back at home? And you're like, babe, I know that they're here in Colombia. Like, what the fuck you want to do?
You know, I'll give you credit because you did notice everything right away. Like, I just thought it was kind of a natural setting. You know, I was like, okay, it's just beautiful here. Like, and you kept going over and over. And then when you kind of explained and you told me, like, the numbers on everything
Yeah.
and how they planted everything and this is the
Oh
plan.
yeah. So
Oh,
I
blew it
found
o- yeah, blew
I
me
found
away.
this TikTok.
Uh-huh.
And it was a woman explaining like how it got to that point, right? With like the
Yeah.
lushness and all the like natural like plants everywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
So back in like 2016, if I'm not mistaken,
Mm.
the government actually sanctioned where like they planted like millions, thousands of
Yeah,
different natural
millions,
plants.
Millions, yeah.
I'm-
The numbers were in the
millions?
millions. Yeah, no. The numbers were in the millions. I remember you saying it. Yeah.
Okay, that's a lot, baby. It wasn't that. It was maybe thousands. I don't fucking know.
Okay.
It was a lot. I'm like, millions? No. It was a lot. It was a fucking lot.
Whatever. It's a lot of plants.
It was a lot of it was like thousands of plants that they just literally just planted all throughout the city and they just like let it like
And
boom.
yeah, they did
And-
it because they
and-
wanted to keep it cool. It was a cool place.
It
down.
literally
Yeah.
kept like it's one of the only places where like you know how everywhere in the world like the temperature is like increasing like by
Yeah.
2% or whatever. It's the only country. It's one of the only countries that has actually kept its like
Yeah,
temperature
that's-
down
the
because of the
temperature's going
plants,
the other
everything.
way.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
like with global warming happening, those effects don't happen there. Like it's literally like I was like, this place is so pretty. So like
Yeah.
I could not get over it. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna admit something, y'all.
Oh boy.
I try to take some home.
Oh boy. I tried to tell her. I told her multiple times.
I was
no plan.
I tried to take some home. However, customs swiftly grabbed my ass and said, "Bitch, what are you doing?" and just took it away. So,
why?
Okay, listen, I've never done that before. I wanted to actually and mind you, I had a student of mine hit me up. He was like, "Girl, don't you be trying to steal some plants because customs gonna drag your ass." And sure enough, but she's like, "We'll just declare it so that way they know you did it." And so I did. I declared it. And they went through and they were like, "Oh, bitch, you tried it. Like, you can't bring this in here." And then took my plants. And I was like, "Man."
Actually, I thought they'd be a lot meaner. They're just, all right, we're just going to take it.
It's because I was honest with them.
Yeah.
I told her where it was. I was like, it's right there. Because I didn't know. You had to have a permit to bring plants in there.
I told you they're not just going to let you bring. I was like, listen. I'm like, they're not just going to let you do this. And I wasn't that. I was not trying to be on your side or anything like that. I was just like, it's just not. They don't want you to do it because it's too much money involved. It's always about money.
I know. I'm a horrible person, y'all.
No, you're not.
I try to
They're
bring
horrible
plants
because they should have let you bring it back.
I just hate that plants are just commoditized. Like, there's so many like plants are expensive, y'all, and they're plants that grow out in our natural
It's ridiculous.
This Mother Earth. These are gifts. These are. Anyways, I don't want to get all hippy dippy. I was.
No, you have a right. You're right.
I hate that we have to pay for plants. It really pisses me off because
it
should
air
be fucking.
next.
Yeah, we pay for fucking water and plants. It's crazy. Anyways,
yeah.
So it's very lush there. It's beautiful. So if you are a person that's into plants and all that lush jungle life, you're gonna get your whole fucking life because I did. I'm trying to think. Oh, we did have. Shout out to the plug. We had a plug that we met out in.
Did.
And I want to I want to talk a little bit about that because people were asking me. They're like, "Bitch, how did you get weed out there? The fuck, you know what I mean? Like, it's Colombia." So basically, Colombia doesn't play around because of the history it has, right, with drugs and the cartel and fucking coke and all that shit, right? It has that history, but. You can get it. You know what I mean? If you have somebody that you know that give you a connection, you can get it, right? So I had a friend that was living there for a while and told me "Oh, I have a connect if you want some weed." You know, I'm like, yeah. I'm like, we have this beautiful fucking view. You know, we want to smoke weed while we're up in this beautiful jungle. You know, so we met up. We ended up we weren't pressed about it though. Honestly, we weren't pressed.
You did. I can't partake in that type of stuff, but
yeah, but we in that sense it happened naturally, you know. And what happened? Yeah, so basically we went out there, met up with a guy, and yeah, it was a cute little. He was giving me I'm a Guido, a Colombian Guido, so he was just really peppery and nice. And
I don't know what any of those words mean. Peppery. That's a new.
He was
one.
just he reminded me of a Guido. Like a Colombian Guido, if you're New Jersey Guido, whatever, Italian meathead type shit. It was funny. It was cute.
He's obviously not Italian. I'm just kidding.
But he was. He was like, "Are you gonna go to the clubs?" And I was like, "No, bro. Give us the weed." But anyways, yeah, that happened, and we got some. It's not life changing weed. It's just it's weed. You know, it's weird. You know, it'll do the job. You know,
I'll take your word for it.
Yes, I'm speaking for myself only, okay?
Exactly.
But yeah, so it was good, and I just won't admit because so we have to talk a little bit about how when we were going down to Medellín from the we were going down to Medellín when we got pulled over.
Oh yeah, I got pulled over.
So we were actually going down with the guy that took us to so we went paragliding.
For the paragliding, yeah.
Yeah, and he was taking us down to Medellín because we had to give money because we actually our credit cards weren't working out there, so we had to give
because we were up in the middle of a mountain,
right? Exactly.
That we jumped off of for no.
I know. I was like,
of
course, Wi-Fi don't work out here. Duh.
No, it doesn't.
So we went down to the city and we got pulled over. And I will tell you,
military.
By the Policía, you know,
the federales,
right. And I will tell you one thing, I definitely was shaking in my boots.
Yeah, very intimidating. It was very much like being pulled over by the Chicago police.
I'd say it's different than that, but I hear you.
I don't know. I felt the same
that tension.
It all depends which cop you get pulled
I
over.
was gonna
There's
say
that one
maybe for
dickhead
me it's
cop,
different
you know?
because I'm a woman and.
Oh yeah, I felt that.
Because usually if I
Oh.
can turn on the charm in Chicago, like
Yeah, there was no
I can get
charm with
away.
this guy. No,
There was none of that.
No,
When
no.
I tell you he didn't give a fuck, he was like, let me look through. He like looked through my bag. He like made
sized
me
me
take
up.
out everything in my bag. I was happy to oblige. I'm like, I ain't got shit in here. Here
Yeah.
you go.
I think-
And then he asked us for our passports,
Yeah,
and
they gave
I
us
don't.
the shakedown.
Yeah. I don't believe in carrying your passport on you. I don't think you should. I don't recommend it because if in case you do get robbed or you lose your bag or something like that, like that's your passport. You're like stuck.
Yeah.
Leave that shit at your Airbnb, you know, your hotel, and lock it up or whatever you need to do. Just keep it somewhere where you know where it's going to be. But we had our driver's license with us, and I think that really helped because
We had identification. I think if we didn't
Yeah.
have identification, it might have went a different way.
I think so, too.
And that's what I think. I think they would have made our lives a little difficult. We'll put it to
Yeah.
that. But we don't. I don't know. I can't tell. So they saw our IDs. They kind of looked everything over. We had good body language. I don't think we were hiding anything. They could tell we were just two people on vacation. But
Yeah.
you could tell there's a little bit of attention. Like I said, if we didn't have our IDs, that was kind of scary. So we were
I was
happy-
scared.
You don't want to fuck with. You don't want to. You know. You don't want to be doing the drugs and fucking around out there and getting caught doing stupid shit. I don't think.
Yeah.
We want to be there.
so just be careful.
Yeah, I would keep it cool. Just have a good time.
Yeah,
especially if you're
it
partying
was.
a lot.
You know, at that time, obviously, we didn't have anything on us or anything. We were literally just
No.
trying to get
we were just
cash, so it wasn't, you know, on some like it was literally just one of those things that just happened. And you could tell the driver was kind of like,
Yeah, he
yo,
was
bro,
like,
like,
come on, man.
like they're
Why
just
you-
fucking tourists. I'm just fucking trying to take them down. Like, come on,
Why
like.
you fucking-
But he also knew he couldn't say shit. He was like, all right, you know, this is, you know, it's out of my hands, you know.
Yeah.
So that was a scary part there
It
that
was
we
a
did
little-
experience.
it was a little scary.
I'll also say in Cartagena, which we're gonna get into that too.
I think
When I was
we'll take a break before we split.
Oh, we're gonna
no,
split
no,
up?
we'll take a break before we go to Cartagena.
okay,
so we'll
okay.
finish Medellin.
So yeah, Medellin. Good point. So Medellin was great. Few things. So we didn't really get to experience like food culture. We had one really good meal. It was like a traditional Colombian breakfast.
Yes.
It was really good. It was very good. It was like
Yeah.
there was like chicharron and eggs and avocado and like there's like some like wieners on. It was a bunch of different mixes, but it was really good. It was authentic. I was happy to have. Whenever I go to a country, I like to kind of eat, you know, the authentic.
a real meal.
Their meals. I
Yeah.
don't like to. I'm like, don't give me no burger. The fuck,
No.
like, give me what I want to eat. What y'all eating, you know? And so yeah, we didn't get to experience too much of that, but Provenza was an area in Medellin that was like more. It was cute. It had like lots of little shops. It was like shopping and like restaurants, things like that. You can walk and just like walking. Let's just warn them. Get ready. Get some good walking shoes and get ready
yeah.
for that elevation, y'all. That
Oh, yeah.
you're walking up like cliffs, mountains, like it's not flat. So
Oh.
everyone there has very strong legs.
Yeah, it's
so
like
just
being
get
in
ready for that.
Colorado or some shit like
Right.
that. It's very
Right.
You're everywhere you go. It may be just around the corner, but around the corners you're gonna. It's a workout. You know.
Yeah.
You forget something, it sucks. Oh, I forgot something in the room. Like fuck.
Yeah.
I gotta go up and down that mountain. Like, you gotta be bleeping me.
Yeah.
Georgie's awake.
George, hi.
He's like, you guys are being loud.
He's like,
He gave
are you
us-
guys
just
still
giving us
fucking on there?
stink face.
And then another area was Comuna 13. That was just another area that you can go walk around,
Yeah. Oh, that was
shopping. You
I
know,
like that. I enjoy it.
yeah, you can get little trinkets here and there. There's lots. I will
There's
say
lots of good shopping if you're into the little shops, and
Yes.
it's
souvenirs.
A+ shopping, souvenir, cheap.
Cheap.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, they use pesos there, but it's kind of crazy because they do the 1,000 increments. So, like 150,000 pesos is like $40.
$40. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was about, yeah, 40,
But it's
50
like, oh, your bill is 530. Like, you're just like,
Yeah.
hearing those words. You're just like, wait, what?
It's not
And then you
that
look
bad.
and then you convert it and you're like, oh God, it's only $35.
It's
Okay.
not that bad.
So just keep that in mind. I think it's time to take a break.
Ready? Yeah,
because
we
that
did
way we
Medellin.
can kind of get into Cartagena
Cartagena?
afterwards.
Okay.
So give us a moment, y'all. We're going to take a quick little break. If you guys are interested if you're enjoying this, please stick around. We're going to talk about Cartagena. That was all Medellin. And so if you're interested in going to that city, we'll give you more details on that. Thank you so much. We'll be right back.
All right, be right back.
This episode was brought to you by Lost Farm. From the makers of Kiva Confections comes Lost Farm.
strain-specific, plant-based, 10 milligram THC edible gummies and chews infused with what? 100% live resin and solventless live resin for a distinctively full spectrum, true to the plant high. Novices need not apply. Must be 21 or older to consume. And we are back, everyone. I was like mid-cough.
Sorry. I apologize.
Y'all, we love y'all. Thank you for being with us.
Yeah, this is our first one in a while. We're just getting
We're a little rusty.
Yeah, we'll get better. We'll get better. We promise. Trust
We're
me.
a little rusty.
But we're doing good. I think we're doing, all things considered, this is a good first one. Since I've been on hiatus, I haven't said all this
I've
stuff.
been on hiatus too, baby.
Yeah, okay.
I haven't done. Yeah, I was busy doing the Northwestern thing.
Well,
I couldn't even do anything else.
I just meant, like, technically wise, we haven't been able to set up a live podcast like this in a while. So it's been a while. That's all.
Yeah.
And we've both been on hiatus.
Well, we've been working on our other stuff. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like you've been busy. You were busy at work. You've been busy.
That's what I mean.
You were busy at work.
Busy at work. We've been on hiatus from Kimbology.
Yeah,
I feel
from
like.
Kimbology.
So now we're getting back into it, and this is the first
Yes.
one, and hopefully maybe you could get it going every Wednesday. I feel like, or like something like that. We'll get you back on track. What do you think?
Producer Rick is getting me back on track.
Yeah, because it was fun. Kimbology was rolling. I want to get it back rolling. I don't know.
Okay. Shout out to RickDog Network. So let's get into Cartagena, okay?
Cartagena.
All right. So
Yeah, second half.
the way we did our trip, I really think we did really well because of the way that and again, I want to break this all down. The reason I'm doing it is because I feel like this will help people when they're trying to plan out their trips in that sense. Again, we used points. So we flew in the Medellín because they were cheaper points. We still had every intention to go to Cartagena. However, because our Airbnb was so far, we wanted to do Medellín first, so that way we could go to our Airbnb, be in the jungle. Because our Airbnb is so far from the airport in Medellín, we were like, we wanted to fly home after Cartagena. So we were in Medellín for a few days.
Yes.
And it was now time for us to pack up our things and go to Cartagena.
Mm-hmm.
However, we are leaving back to Chicago from Medellín.
Exactly.
So we do have to take a flight back to Medellín, okay?
Yeah, at the end.
So, yeah, at the end. We could, like you said before, Ricky was like, oh, we could have technically cut out a flight.
If we would have just left from Cartagena.
And then I'd but we didn't have the points.
Yeah, but the points are different. So
exactly.
I got it.
So we added, because of using our points instead of like paying for the tickets, we had an extra flight.
Yeah.
Basically. Okay. So we went from Medellín. We flew to Cartagena. It was an hour flight.
Yeah,
it's
it's
an hour
quick.
and some change. Really not long at all. Right. We flew with a local airline called LATAM, which was LATAM.
Mm-hmm.
Highly suggest booking them for your flight within like Colombia. Super cheap. I want to say that me and RickDog's flight for Medellín round trip was probably like $60
Yep.
per person.
Mm-hmm.
Super cheap. Okay, maybe even 40. It was like between $40 and $60. It was really cheap. So super affordable to fly from different cities in that with LATAM, which was LATAM Airlines. So I will link it if I need to. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I booked that ahead of time too. So one thing about us is we booked our Airbnbs ahead of time. We booked all our flights ahead of time so that we were just ready to go. Only thing we forgot was that immigration thing, which threw us off a little bit, which, you know.
It was okay.
It was okay. We figured it out. We ended up being
that's good. That's why you have everything pretty much mapped out and planned and timed accordingly so that if you have any hiccups, you could get through it. It doesn't ruin everything.
Doesn't ruin your life.
Yeah, we did good. We've done pretty good. You gotta give you one of those. You got back. That's all. I want to get back to Georgie and the family. We did good.
We just
That's
want
all
to get
that
back home, you know.
We did good through
So,
storms and all.
Well, Cartagena was a different vibe, right? So Medellín was actually quite chilly. So I will say that if you are planning to go to these two different cities, keep in mind Medellín, it got chillier at night, maybe like 60s,
Yep.
you know, so have a light jacket, rain. have some hiking boots. You know, we can bring,
sweats. It was cool.
Sweaters.
Yeah, we had to start the fire. I was fighting
Oh,
with the fire every
you're
night.
right. It did get cold at night.
Yeah, it was fighting the fire.
Our little Airbnb got a little chilly at night, but they gave us a heater. We had a fireplace. It was a vibe.
It was a vibe. It was cool.
Yeah. So I loved it.
I loved it.
I loved it. Cartagena was giving more hot,
Yeah.
calor,
Beach.
yeah. Miami vibes, Cuba vibes. When I landed there, I really felt like, oh, this reminds me of Cuba. Like I really felt Cuban vibes when I was there.
Yeah.
It was super colorful. It was hot. You know, it was just
hot.
It felt that way to me. We landed in Cartagena, so the temperature it's much hotter. We're right by along the coast. We got an Airbnb that was right by the airport, about 10 minutes from the airport, so super close. Strategically, we wanted to do it that way because we wanted to have a steer clear way home. But it was actually really close to the area. There's a really popular area about 15 minutes from us called like the Walled City. It was like basically like the area where
it's like old San Juan, Puerto Rico downtown.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like if you've ever
Absolutely.
been there. Gated. It's like
it was like
walled in by the armed wall, like a Spanish wall.
But it was like back in the day, they used that as their protection. There was old cannons, fucking.
It was old.
So that was like their barrier. There was like a moat. It was like their protection.
There was a moat. There was definitely a moat at some point. You could see
really
remnants,
cool.
like you're thinking about like castles and stuff like that. It was
to
cool.
get through. There was a hole. You had to go drive through it. So it was called the Walled City, that area, and there was like cute ass like boutiques, shopping, food, bars, cafes. I mean, you name it. Art.
Yeah, they had
in this
everything.
area,
You
had
name
everything.
it. They had
History,
a lot more than you could ever imagine in there.
Sculptures, churches. You know,
the church was beautiful. Kind of indoor, outdoor type of.
Beautiful.
It was
beautiful.
one of the more beautiful churches I've ever seen. Yeah.
It was so beautiful. Like I really enjoyed that area. I thought that it was really pretty there. One thing about that area that I really love, because we were staying to Uber. So literally Uber was super convenient.
And cheap.
Super cheap. Ricky, I would look at your phone and it was like $1, $2, $3 for your trip. Super cheap. Yeah. Mind you, we're about, again, 15 minutes from, we were going 15 minutes to our Airbnb.
The one thing is the traffic
there.
was brutal.
Traffic was okay.
I didn't like it. It's just, for me, I haven't experienced that many times of being in another country's little traffic jams and stuff. Like, I can't stand it. It's brutal.
Oh my god.
Oh,
you would not survive in Asia as much as we. Remember Bangkok? Bangkok was bad, dude.
I do remember.
Bangkok was worse.
I didn't like that either.
And we had longer ways to drive in Bangkok.
Yeah, but it felt different for some reason. I can't.
Really?
It's just I don't know. Maybe it was just.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Well, it rained one really. It
I think
rained
it was
one
the
night.
weather. I think the weather
and
really.
The traffic was extremely bad that day.
It kind of added the lights being out and the military being out added a certain like
feel
anxiety to it. Like just getting to a place. You felt like I don't know. I didn't like it, but that's the only probably knock I had on the whole
Cartagena
situation is traffic. But I mean, I got over that real quick. You just had to leave a little earlier than you expected.
Let's get into the food.
Oh,
because the food was so fucking good.
Glorious.
Me and RickDog went to 2 restaurants 3 times. Okay, and we're gonna give you those names because honestly, I need to like do a whole TikTok about these fucking restaurants.
It was good.
I did one about a Candé. So Candé was the first. Okay, so when we got to Cartagena and we got to our Airbnb, it was great because now we're back we're not in the jungle anymore. So we got like an Airbnb. We have like bathrooms. We have beds. We had a little hot tub again too because we love a good jacuzzi. We love a moment in the jacuzzi, right?
Of course.
So basically, we went on TikTok, and then TikTok kept giving. I was like, all right, what are the best restaurants to go check out here in Cartagena? Da, da, da. Mm-hmm. One place that everyone collectively was like go to was Candé.
Oh yeah,
which was
somebody. My buddy was the one that said that's the best seafood he ever had, and then everybody kept saying Candé.
Yes, so Candé was a more upscale restaurant in that area. However, it was like it's like a dinner and a show. Yeah. So you got dancers, traditional dancers that would come out and just dance alongside your table. Then there's also like a live band. The band was phenomenal, so talented.
They seemed very bored though. Not gonna lie.
Because they're so talented. They were holding back, like you said.
They were holding back.
I was getting my life.
They were amazing. I'm not taking anything back. But you could tell in a different setting that these guys could throw down, and they were just
Maybe it was early. We went there early. Maybe we
No.
gotta wait a little bit till it gets a little spicy.
They
you
weren't
know?
enjoying themselves there.
They were clocked in. They were working.
Exactly.
But they were very talented.
Exactly. The guy with
The jazz, the
sax.
saxophone player was bored as fuck.
He was bored, and he sounded amazing. I could just imagine when he let loose.
You're right.
That's all I'm saying.
You're
when he
right.
let loose, he was like.
He didn't let loose because
No,
we
he
didn't even
didn't.
see him at his
But
prime.
you could see
he was,
it.
Yeah, no,
in
it was
his-
giving that. It
you
was
could
giving that.
see it in the size of his stomach that he was holding back.
They were very talented, and the dancers too, like same vibes. Like they were like smiling,
Yeah.
but they were like, "Okay, I'm just here getting a check." But it was
Yeah.
like really entertaining.
They were giving us a little bit because you could tell we were enjoying it.
Oh, I was like, yeah, I was giving it. I was
what
like,
about
yes.
our guy that didn't eat the whole time?
Oh yeah, there was this weird guy that was sitting. Like I was thoroughly entertained with the entertainment there, but I also was entertained because I was seated right across from this like older Asian man that
was
like
funny.
he had an American accent. I'll tell you that, but
was
he was like
awkward.
an older Asian man. He ordered all this food and didn't eat anything for like a long time, and like
awkwardly
people
long time.
awkwardly long, and then all the servers kept going up to him and they're like, "Sir, you okay? Do you need anything? Do you need me to give you boxes?" And he's like, "No, I'm okay. I'm good. Go, no, don't touch anything. No. And I'm just like, Ricky, he's not eating his food. Like,
I
what
didn't
the fuck?
care because I was throwing down, but I could
Yeah.
sense that something was happening behind me.
I was like, but you know what I think it was? Though he was trying to wait for the show.
I think he was drunk.
He's probably drunk too. But
I know drunk activity when I see it.
drunk man activities.
He's in his own little world. He's like, I'm gonna order now. I'll eat.
He ordered a whole fish
4 hours
for
or so.
himself, and he just looked at it. He didn't even eat it for a while.
He was
like a whole fried
he
fish on the
didn't
table.
give a shit about it.
Then he had the trio. Like, so we also, okay, so let's talk about the food. We
Okay.
got, first of all, ceviche in Cartagena was phenomenal. We got ceviche as much as we could because it's just fresh. The ocean's like right there. So good. Ricky loved it. Ricky's a fan of ceviche now. Before, I wouldn't say you were a huge fan of ceviche.
because it
but
didn't taste like that.
he loved it.
Anywhere we go, where we're right by the
Ocean.
The ocean.
Yeah.
Ceviche.
I mean, the Mediterranean Sea was right the motherfucker. Or was it oh, no, not the Mediterranean.
Caribbean.
It's the Caribbean. I kept saying Mediterranean.
Close
Caribbean
enough.
Sea.
Yeah,
I said
we've been
Mediterranean
there
earlier
too.
too.
We've been to them.
Caribbean Sea. So we got ceviche, the trio. It was really good. And then we got lobsters, which.
Oh yeah.
So we ended up getting 1, 2, 3 drinks, 2 waters. We had an appetizer, which was a ceviche. We had 2 lobster dinners. I had like 2 big lobsters on my plate. Ricky had a lobster with this arroz. Like,
Oh,
it was really good.
Oh, it was good.
Oh, it was good. We also had a dessert. And I think that was it. Oh, an espresso.
Oh,
Our bill, guys, was
Take a guess.
5,300 and 5,300. It was like 5,440. No, 46. I can't speak. Oh my god.
you got it.
It was like $500,000.
Can't math.
Thousand
They're at
pesos.
500,000
pesos.
million pesos.
Which was actually only $139 USD.
It was for that meal.
That would have
It
easily
was
been
good.
$400,
And a tip
$500
included.
in Chicago.
Yeah, it would have been.
Oh,
no,
tip was included.
Yeah.
Tip was so there was like
It would have been about $300.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. It really
tip was
was.
so also tip was like I noticed on the bill a lot of the times it was
Yeah.
like
100% of the time.
yeah it
Yeah.
was like and it said it on the bill it was like 10%.
Or at least I
you know.
hope it was. Cause
Yeah, we asked too. We made sure the nicer
Yeah, we
restaurants
did.
too.
We
no,
did.
we tipped. We tipped. We were very
did.
generous.
yeah, we
in
did
that
good.
sense.
We were.
Tipping culture, tip
great.
guys, definitely tip out there. So yeah, affordable if you want to have a nice lobster dinner, you know what I mean, in that
Yeah.
sense. And then we went to another restaurant called let me get it the actual name. La Mulata.
Oh,
That was the first meal we had actually there.
that should be the last thing we talk about. That's amazing.
Actually, yeah, you're right. Let's talk about the cafe spot.
Yeah, the cafe spot.
So the little cafe spot we went to. So we actually found this woman on TikTok that gave us 2 of these restaurants and gave her suggestions. She said that she went there several different times for coffee,
Oh, yeah.
cappuccinos.
I
It's
remember her.
called
I remember.
Epoca Cafe. EPOCA. Epoca.
Paco.
Epoca Cafe.
Yeah, you nailed
Epoca,
it.
whatever.
Just put it in the thing.
I'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah.
And that one also was attached to a hotel as well that we noticed.
Yeah.
But the cafe was phenomenal. The breakfast there or the brunch, phenomenal.
It was
The
good.
cappuccino was perfect. We had some croissants too, and then we also had like
chocolate croissant.
Yeah, the chocolate croissant. Let's be specific because Ricky does love chocolate. And he also got a bacon, egg, and cheese like breakfast sandwich thing that was phenomenal. So good. And then I got this like kind of like a avo toast, but like instead it was like burrata cheese with like fucking heirloom tomatoes and
good.
like it was so a little salad. It was so fucking good. I got that every time. I literally got that like 2 more times. And then yeah, that place was amazing. And then honestly though, like they had all these other things on their menu that looked amazing too, but that shit was so good. That was good. So definitely go check out that cafe. And I'm really curious. Like the hotel was like attached. I'm like, I wonder.
And the coffee at the cafe.
Coffee was amazing. We had cappuccino.
It
I
felt
mentioned
like
the
you were,
cappuccino.
You ever
good.
seen the show Comedians in Cars?
Getting coffee.
Getting coffee with the intro where they're doing the little. That's the coffee. That was it. That was the one.
It was so good. So good.
It was good. Colombia's coffee.
Yeah, it was really good. They had really good coffee in Colombia. Yeah. Super good. La Mulata was the other place that me and RickDog fell in love with. We went there. It was our first meal that we went there for. Super delicious restaurant. We got ceviche there. That was the best ceviche I had in Cartagena. It was at that place. It was the mixo, so it had a mix of different seafoods in there. It was so good. Ricky was like, it was funny because we had that meal, the first meal we had. Ricky was like, oh, we don't got to get anything else. We don't got to order. We don't got to go nowhere else. We're good. I want to order this every single time. I was like, Ricky, we got to try other places. He's like,
why fuck
no.
around?
Why?
Why?
Because he got this one like shrimp paella meal. It was good with tostadas on the side.
Oh.
It was so good.
Just
Not
rice,
tostadas.
shrimp.
The fucking the plantain.
Plantanos. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, the plantanos. Like
Plantanos,
those.
yeah.
Yeah, it was. They had them on this. Oh, so good.
Oh,
and then I ordered. First time I ordered was like this like grilled shrimp with like grilled fish, white fish with like shrimp. That shit was so good too. But honestly, we went back there and we just ordered Ricky's food. We ordered 2 different ceviches and we ordered his meal and shared it. Oh, and the coconut lemonade.
Oh, and then we poured the ceviche into the rice. That was our own little touch. They looked at us like
they were like, "Sir, what are you doing?" He's like, "No, I want to use the juice." Like,
don't touch that.
So I had to explain to this man like he wants the juice.
He knew. He didn't have to explain. He knew. He kind of smiled and walked.
He did.
Oh.
He was like, "Oh, okay."
He knew. Okay. They know what's up.
No, the coconut lemonade.
Oh, the coconut lemonade.
RickDog loves a fucking he loves a good coconut smoothie, ice cream. Like give him all. When we sat down and I said, babe, they have coconut lemonade here. Do you want to try? He's like, we ordered that. He rolled his eyes back and was in heaven. And was like, this is the best fucking thing I've ever tasted. I love it. So that was really good too. And honestly, that place we had that same drink at other places. It wasn't the same. That place was so good.
Yeah. Top notch.
It was
really good. It was.
You
amazing.
have to go to that restaurant when you go to Cartagena. If I have to give you any
Numero
restaurant,
uno.
you have to go to
That's
La
the
Muleta.
best food I've ever had.
Best food.
Yeah.
We went back there 2 more times, had that meal.
Yeah.
We literally went there the day we were leaving.
I booked a hotel just to make sure that we ate there again.
He did.
Yeah,
he
I
did.
panicked.
I was gonna get to that because that shit was hilarious. Ricky booked a hotel like next door to it so we could get that meal one more time. And when we sat down there, we were like,
I've ever had.
I explained it. I'm like,
outside
we don't.
Puerto Rico. At my family's house, but that's the best I've ever had. Yeah.
It was really good. Yeah, it was really fucking good.
We're going back to Colombia just
for that meal.
Again. Yeah, it was
so
that good.
Yeah, that's a must. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was great. So food was really good. Shopping was amazing too. Mm-hmm. I loved it too because Colombian women are shaped like me. We have ass, we got titties.
They have a lot of that there if you're looking for that. Yeah.
Oh, we didn't mention that. So yeah, Ricky mentioned earlier how we would see groups of like men like people like, so we did see like other Americans there, but what I noticed was there was like, it's like like you said, like a bachelor, like a lot, and Black Americans too. There were like groups of Black men that all were traveling together in Colombia. It looked like a bachelor party or someone's birthday or whatever, and they were all go there. And I was just
a lot of groups of men from New York, like trying to get out of New York, like Just
Yeah.
hey, let's go. They had a little bit of money to spend. Let's not. I mean, whatever. It's going to go a long way. You could tell
They want to have a good time.
have a good time
With Colombian women and delicious food. I'm not mad. I'm like, go off. I just loved seeing. I love seeing other Black Americans traveling because I honestly
agree
didn't
with that.
experience a lot of that in my
It
travels.
was good. It was a good feel.
It was great.
Yeah.
I was really pleased. I was like, yeah, shout out to y'all. So, shout out to us.
Yes.
So yeah, so that was good. What else? We ate a lot. Oh, so the shopping was great. There was so many different boutiques, like people that artisans, local artisans that were creating like jewelry pieces. Like I say, if you are a person that loves jewelry or like stones, crystals, things like that, you're gonna be so happy. The shopping was really good. So if
And
you
the
are
food-
going,
the
food
food
was
was
really good in
amazing, yeah.
Cartagena. Shopping was great. So if you are going there, save a little bit of shopping money for that. I was really impressed. I normally don't find so many cute items that fit me, especially like dresses that fit my body type too. Shout out to the Colombian women. We are built the same, so it worked out. Yeah, and what I also love too that I wanted to kind of point out, like, yes, there was like, Policía and militia on the beach with their giant rifles just standing there, and like we got pulled over and the Policía like shook us down. There is definitely that there, but what I did notice that was really beautiful. Sorry, I punched my mic. That was really beautiful. It made me really smile. Was that there were a few instances where in Medellín where the drivers that were giving us rides back to our hotels and stuff, they often would stop and ask us, like, hey, they would see like an older person or like a family, like, hey, can I give them a ride to their up the mountain or up to their place? Like, and of course we're like, yeah, sure, why not? We were fishing. Our guy was like, yeah, I'm gonna take this family up into the area and drop them off, and there was just this like, like.
I noticed it, and it was definitely something. One of the better things you're going to take from Colombia is, especially some of the older drivers and some of the older men, a certain humbleness to them and a certain genuine respect for everything and everyone in the way. And then some of the younger people, some of the younger kids were in a little bit of a rut. You can even tell by the way they drove that they respected everything, and then some of the younger kids were maybe in a hurry, but some of the younger kids you could tell were very nice, and they were always helping the younger people out and stuff like that. So you could tell they were very good people. You could tell that from the drivers that we had and some of the people that we dealt with.
Yeah, there was like that
you could
chivalry
see-
was still there.
Yes.
Like this, one of our younger driver men, he's like, oh, can I drive this old gentleman up the mountain?
Oh yeah.
So,
If not, he would have to walk.
yeah.
That guy would still be walking today up that mountain.
They be walking up mountains, y'all, every day.
He tried to act like he didn't want the rides. He's like, no, yeah, I'll take it. Motherfucker,
He jumped
I
in
would've been-
though. And we were like, sure. Like, what
Kid
what
me?
would
Yes.
happen if we were like, no?
No, don't let this.
Like, wow, you guys are fucking assholes.
Oh
but,
my God. I couldn't. I never said yes faster to anything. But yes.
Yeah,
come
we
in
were
here.
like, of course.
I almost picked his
Like,
bike
I
up.
wouldn't want to walk up this fucking hill.
Let's get
Shit.
this guy.
So
That's funny.
that was beautiful
Pick
to
'em
see.
up.
But let's like, in a sense, wrap things up in a sense of like, great. The reasons why you should go visit Colombia was I loved that it was close proximity. If you're not a good person with longer flights, this is great. You can go wherever you're at in the U.S., like get to Miami or get to like a port. There's probably flights out of Dallas and all other major cities. And then go to Cartagena, go to Medellín, go check it out. It's cheap, considering like it's very in a sense it's cheap. Like it is cheap. It's affordable. So if you want to, your money's gonna go a long way. Your USD is gonna go a longer way. Food was amazing.
The food
was delicious.
It's a must.
More in Cartagena than I noticed in Medellín, but that was just our experience.
We found some better places in Cartagena.
Yeah, phenomenal, delicious. And then food, restaurants. Oh, the Uber rides and things like that was cheap.
Cheapness.
That was cheap too, so that was really nice. There was a couple things that we didn't get a chance to do in Cartagena that I would love to go back and do. Like there was this like volcano place where you could go to this like old volcano and do like this mud bath thing. It was like 2 hours away from our or Airbnb, so we didn't do it. But it was
I wouldn't want to do it. Yeah.
I want to do it. I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, no, I after thinking about it again, I wanted to do it because the volcano part of it. And then what was the thing in Medellín that we wanted to do?
We wanted to do Medellín?
Yeah, we wanted to go on a little. It It was like
something
a tour.
There was like a coffee tour.
No, not the coffee tour. There was a little like lake that we were gonna go to.
We were gonna go to Guatupe.
Guatupe that we
but
never
that's
got
another
to, yeah.
town. So like, if you're there longer, like Guatupe is like another city, another part. Like, you know, it was probably like 2 hours away from Medellín. So it's another day trip, so to speak. So, but really beautiful. Supposed to be really great rave reviews and everything too. There's just so much to see, obviously. Just like pace. I think for what we did it really well.
We did good.
I think we did a lot. We did excursions. We did, you know, the jungly side, the Medellín. Then we did like the Cartagena side. We did the restaurants. We got like the shopping done. It was super well rounded. We got to experience a lot of the culture. Mm-hmm. I'd go back. Oh, pole dancing. I didn't even tell you guys. I went pole dancing out there. I went pole surfing out there. I call it pole surfing. And I went in Cartagena. And I did a little review on my Instagram page where I show like Flash Dance Academy. Shout out to Anna Marie, the owner there. She is the only pole instructor in Cartagena. Shout out to her. I don't know how she does it. The only one. But then she did tell me that there were more pole studios in Medellín. So I'll have to go back. She was like, you should come back, do a workshop. I was like, I'd love to. So who knows? I might come back there and do a workshop. And it was a great experience. I sprained my ankle hiking down our Airbnb in Medellín. No. It still actually kind of hurts. So yeah, but RickDog's been mending me back to health. You really did help though, because he had his whole method. He was like, ice it,
Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, he was like, ice it, then heat it, and this. We had the hot tub, so he would put me in the hot tub, put me in the, ice me, all that stuff, and I was like, because I wanted to take a pole class, and I was like, fuck, I want a pole when I'm out here.
I got you ready.
He got me ready, so I survived it. It was an exotic pole flow class, so like,
cool.
I got through it, but we did a great job. We did a great job.
We did.
Wait, let's do one of
did.
these.
It was amazing. Oh.
And we finished this episode, y'all. We did it.
Hey,
Thank you for sticking around. If you gave up, I get it. It's okay.
There was some technical issues.
We had some technical issues this time.
It.
We fought through it. We wanted to get something for you guys on, and we'll get this audio ready to go. The audio will be sickening because we're gonna edit it and make it sound all great.
Yes.
But yeah, if you have any questions, reach out to us. I'm gonna do my best to link all these things in the show notes. If you're watching on like YouTube or like make sure you're following our TikToks. I have several. Kimbology podcast or Kimbology.
We're live on TikTok.
We're live on people are watching us.
Live.
And then there's Kimbology podcast on TikTok, Kimbo_ish on my Instagram, Kimbology podcast on my Instagram. The RickDog Network on all platforms, right? It's the RickDog Network.
The RickDog Network.
His
changed.
is easy.
Yes.
So you can just kind of go follow RickDog. RickDog is live. Now he's on hiatus from work, so he's live like every morning.
Every morning. Same bad time, same bad channel. 4:30 a.m. Central Daylight Savings. Live
Why is he up so early?
Why not? Twitch and TikTok. I'm on for hours. People love it.
He has a good time. I hear him hooting and hollering with all y'all, so I am asleep. But
hopefully
I love it for y'all.
I don't get that loud.
I love it for y'all. Oh, I occasionally hear you and Georgie down there having a party.
It's mostly George.
Yes, but we gotta go because I just realized the chickens are still loose. I gotta go put them back. I gotta go put them to bed.
Okay.
So we have our baby chickens. We gotta put them to sleep. So thank you so much again for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.